Alright guys, we're back with the Canadian Swiss franc, which I find to be especially interesting. I mean, it just presents a particularly strong technical situation, and I want to show you exactly what I mean. So here I'm focusing on a trading range that had started to form and established 3 legs already. Let's take a look at that. We have the first up, second down. Now the second one, I should also mention the fact that it touched base really nicely on the bottom, which just enhances the very setup itself. So from that point it went straight up all the way to the higher section as expected, taking the previous high. Basically it's pretty much the ideal situation. So price took the previous high, touched base on the higher section. We just had, you know, the third leg being established, right? So we have 3 well-established legs, and we're expecting the fourth to come down all the way to the lower section again, right? Now the 7611, which happens to be the mid-high key level, was supposed to be the point of reference, was supposed to be the main, you know, trigger. It's supposed to be the resistance and then of course the support. So we saw this interesting movement we had here a couple of weeks ago when price just jumped above that level. Remember that? It closed below and then it opened just above, just gapped above that level really nicely. Just to show you how important of a key level that is. Then of course the following week it went straight, boom, closed below that level. It was a tight close, but it was decisive enough to convince us that there you go, we're probably beginning the next fourth leg going downwards. Last week I think was quite important because it actually reconfirmed what we already thought. It completely reconfirmed our bearish conviction, because what it did, it started on the upside quite strongly, and as the week progressed it went all the way down, and you can see how it ended, right? On the downside, well below 7611, so that's a very good sign, you know, very good bearish sign. And I also want to show you the daily picture because it's also interesting. Take a look at last Friday. Very similar spike we had here, kind of reconfirming the fact that that 7611 is a mighty resistance level. I mean, we should be, you know, price should have been overcome that level according to what we have here, both on the daily chart and also the weekly. But you know, the weekly is much more important. So I think that's the situation here looks pretty promising on the downside. I actually allowed myself at this point to increase the position to a decent size position at this point. Obviously, we're not taking quite of a modest move all the way to 74.62, right? It's only about 140 pip. It's not a classic swing move that we usually take, but you know, that's the nature of this particular system that we work here with. 74.62, that's our official price target. Stop loss level remains intact at this time at 77. So there you go. Still very much bearish on the Canadian Swiss franc. See you tomorrow.